During Dwapar Yuga, there was a king named Vasu. He was a just and fair king, but he had an addiction for hunting. The king was a devotee of Devraj Indra, on whose instructions he had built the kingdom of Chedi. After ruling the kingdom for many years, the king left everything and went away to a quiet jungle to perform penance. To deviate Vasu from his penance, Indra appeared to him and said,
O leader of men, the way I am Indra among gods, you are Indra among humans. Your duty is towards your people. So stop this penance and go back to your kingdom to perform your duties. I am pleased with your devotion, and I present to you this divine chariot and garland. This chariot is able to reach anywhere with the speed of wind, and the flowers of this garland never become dull.
Indra said further, while presenting to him a divine chariot and garland. Indra also presented him with a stick and said,
This stick represents me and will protect your kingdom from all forms of adversities.
Thus, after receiving blessings from Devraj, King Vasu returned to his kingdom, and at the beginning of New Year, he decorated the stick given by Indra with gold ornaments and flowers, and worshipped it. Indra himself visited in the form of a swan and accepted offerings from the king and said,
Whoever worships me in this form will receive prosperity.
Few years later, the king had 5 sons. Brihadrath, who started the Magad kingdom and was the father of Jarasandh. Pratyagrah, who became the king of Chedi, in whose lineage Shishupal was born. Kusanv, who later became famous as Manivahan. Mavel and Yadu. They all became rulers of different provinces. When King Vasu would roam around on his flying chariot, everyone would call him Uparichar. Once, King Uparichar was riding on his divine chariot. He heard the cries of Shuktimati river. He saw that a mountain called Kolahal was forcefully stopping the river and was not allowing it to flow. The king kicked the mountain so hard that it parted into 2, allowing the river to flow from in between. A man and a woman appeared from the river. The king appointed the man as his general and married the woman, who was called Girika. Girika was a divine beauty, and the king loved her a lot. One day, Girika was waiting for the king, but the king saw a deer and decided to chase it. While chasing the deer, the king kept on thinking about his beautiful wife. This caused him to drop his seed. He did not want to waste his seed, so he kept it on a leaf and gave it to an eagle so that he could reach his wife. On the way, another eagle noticed this bird carrying the leaf and thought it was meat and attacked him. This caused the leaf to fall into river Yamuna below. Apsara Adrika was living in Yamuna as a fish because of Brahmadev's curse. In the form of a fish, she ate the leaf carrying Vasu's seed. A few days later, a fisherman caught that fish. When the fisherman cut open that fish, a man and a woman appeared, and the fish, relieved from Brahmadev's curse, went back to heaven. The fisherman took both the kids to King Uparichar, who adopted the boy and named him Matsya. Matsya later built the Matsya kingdom, where the Pandavas spent their incognito period. The king named the girl Satyavati and gave many gifts to the fisherman and instructed him to raise the girl as his own. Satyavati was extremely beautiful, just like her Apsara mother. However, she smelled like a fish. Because of this smell, another name of hers was Matsyagandha. She started living with the fisherman and helped her father by rowing a boat in Yamuna. One day, Brahmarshi Vashisht's grandson, Parashar Rishi, came there at the bank of Yamuna and met Satyavati. The Rishi was infatuated with Satyavati and said, I have a strong desire for you. Please accept my advances. Satyavati pointed towards people standing at the bank of the river and said, I feel blessed that you feel that way about me. However, how can I accept your proposal with so many people looking at us? Hearing this from Satyavati, Parashar Rishi created an island in the middle of Yamuna and created a dense fog around it. Now Satyavati said, "O Rishi, I am an unmarried woman, still living with my father. I cannot go back to my father after losing my virginity." To this Parashar Muni said, "Don't you worry. I will make sure your virginity is restored. You can also ask for any boon from me." Satyavati said, "O great Rishi, please relieve me of this fish smell." Rishi said, "So be it." And Satyavati's fish smell disappeared, and she gained a pleasant smell and was called Gandhavati because of that. Her pleasant smell could be felt from 1,000 miles away, giving her the name of Yojan Gandha. After this, Satyavati surrendered herself to Parashar Rishi's desires. After satisfying his desires, the Rishi left. Satyavati became pregnant and gave birth to a dark-skinned son. Because of being born on an island and his dark color, he was named Krishna Dvaipayan. He greeted his mother and said, "Mother, I will now devote my life to penance. However, I will appear in front of you whenever you remember me." After receiving his mother's blessings, Krishna Dvaipayan left and Satyavati went back to her father. Later, Krishna Dvaipayan compiled the Vedic knowledge in 4 parts and was called Ved Vyas because of that. Satyavati later married King Shantanu of Hastinapur, whose sons Chitrangad and Vichitravirya became kings of Hastinapur. After her sons died childless, Satyavati called her son Vyasdev and requested him to produce heirs for Hastinapur throne using the Niyog tradition of those times. Vichitravirya's widows had Dhritarashtra and Pandu from Vyasdev, and a royal maid had Vidur. Later, the sons of Pandu fought against the sons of Dhritarashtra for the throne of Hastinapur, which became popular as Mahabharata. Vyasdev narrated this entire history to his son and disciples, which came to be known as the 5th Ved.